Now, before you dismantle, let's say your evaporator. So in this repair, I intend my evaporator to be pressure tested. But before that, uh, to be sure, I pressure tested first the copper pipe, the copper pipe line, which is discharged to the evaporator and suction from the evaporator. So I close this valve uh, from the condenser, and I close this valve also to the compressor. So I isolate this condensing unit. So what I intend to do is to pressure test the line. So with the evaporator is still on the wall inside the room, it's not yet dismantled. It's not yet dismantled. So my intention is to pressure test first the copper pipe. So this copper pipe suction and discharge, which is low side and high side. So low side is the suction and high side is the discharge. So this is being installed inside what we call the the wall cement. So inside, so it is not exposed outside, because when I decide to install this air condition, I put the copper tube inside the wall cement. So so I pressure tested this one. So I connect the hose to the discharge, and this is the suction of the compressor, and then I put pressure on the system, and connect the to the gauge manifold, to the inlet, and with the hose connected to the pipe. So I connected it. There's only one connection here, which is the charging valve, which is connected in the low side of uh, the suction side of the compressor. So a compressor is inside. So I pressure tested it. I put pressure. Actually, uh, this is should be pressure tested only up to 150 psi or maximum 200. But as I read the specification of this air condition, the working pressure is maximum working pressure is uh, 41.7 bar. So it can be more than 200 can be pressure tested. So I just put here 200, and then I I close the valve here. I stop the compressor, then I wait several minutes, and it the pressure is dropping of pressure is quite excessive. It's dropping around 1 hour. Is dropping around 100 psi. So I in this line. So without this, because I isolate this in this line, going to the evaporator, there was a leaking. So there was a leaking. So there was a leakage uh, in the line. So I decided to dismantle the evaporator, which is inside the room. So dismantle. So because this line going to the evaporator has a big leakage. So instead of pressure testing with nitrogen, which is expensive, and I don't have nitrogen in my home. I don't have. I don't also where to buy nitrogen. So I'd rather pressure test with air. So I pressure tested with that. So I found out that this line going to the evaporator. So I cannot pinpoint yet, but in this area, going to the evaporator has the leakage. So I decided uh, dismantling the evaporator. So this is what I did in pressure testing the line. So I observed the excessive drop. So if there is no leaking, there should be no dropping of pressure when you pressure tested. So I observed in 1 hour, 30 minutes to 1 hour, around 100 psi drop of pressure I observed. So now I have to dismantle the evaporator which is inside the room, which is the indoor unit.